I haven't played Frogger in years, man. Holy shit. I'm being serious about that. I really haven't. Ah, shit. Come on. Give me something to leap to here. Yes. Perfect. All right, to Melanie LeMay, Kama Naran, Chloe Lesney, Christopher Darby, Even Jean, oh my god, Even Dean, from Olivier Garnou, November 6, 2013 at 9:46 a.m. Okay, salute! As most of you know, I'll be attending the Chicago shareholders meeting from the 15th to the 17th. I want to see our progress with the Kenway line. The small amount of data we have already gathered is incredible, and we anticipate even more amazing finds in the near future. The events and people we have seen so far make us confident that the complete experience will be one of the most eye-opening exploration of piracy ever seen. Okay, I apologize for that. It will take a bit of work to scrub up the data of objectionable and classified material, but we already have some incredibly promising footage. At the same time, Abstergo Entertainment will soon be announcing a closed beta for our new consumer cloud interface app, sexy name forthcoming. Edward Kenway's virtual pirate experience will be the first complete product on offer and the first of its kind anywhere, an immersive interactive pirate experience drawn from actual historical data. Internal tests of our consumer cloud app have been encouraging, and we anticipate it will be ready in time for the next holiday season, and everything goes according to plan. So this leads us to a broader question. Oh my god, this thing is long as hell. What other experiences would we like to offer? What other historical periods and locations can we explore? Judging by our current rate of data retrieval, our capacity to produce, and our understanding of consumption trends, executives at Abstergo Industries have given me the goal of producing one complete virtual experience per annum, in addition to smaller offerings, as our research allows. This includes books, recordings, films, and any other transmedia offerings. And quite funny, this is actually kind of what they do on a yearly basis with Assassin's Creed. It's been a yearly franchise since 2009. What was it? With Assassin's Creed 2, I believe. They've been coming out yearly. And then, what was it? Last year they had Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation in addition to Assassin's Creed 3. Anyway, a second related question is this. Does the Sample 17 contain enough compelling data to sustain our current commitment to it? Or should we make a request to Abstergo Industries for additional archived data? Remember that data from Sample 1 proved fruitful enough to create our Liberation product. It is very likely that research into samples 2 through 16 would bear surprising fruits as well. Thoughts? So almost in a very weird way, it seems like Ubisoft and the people who make this game sort of reaching out to the fans and saying, oh, do we have enough to continue going with Desmond's line, or should we go off with someone else's? Remember, because Liberation was with someone else's strain, I believe. So that's actually kind of interesting. Almost a real world connection there. But it continues. Hello all, thanks for opening the discussion, Olivier. Just a brief heads up with where we stand now. I've been the Sample 17 project director for just over a year now. My team and I have been able to cobble together a rough list of the most interesting time periods available to us through this single genetic sample. Remember, this is data that has already been fully or partially sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I'll try to be brief. Okay. What was it? Patrilineal line was Italian Renaissance, Ottoman Empire. So that was Ezio, the first two games of Ezio, and then the last game of Ezio. 18th century, American colonies, war for independence. What was that? That was Assassin's Creed 3. 19th century, New England and American Midwest. I don't think they've done that yet. 12th century was the Holy Lands and the Crusades. That was Altair. Okay, 13th century, Egypt and Northern Africa. 14th century, Ashikaga Shogunate in Japan. French Revolution, Napoleonic Wars, Taiwan, and the Summer of Love, American Pacific Coast. So these are all things that they could potentially do with other Assassin's Creed games. That's actually pretty interesting. I think that's actually kind of interesting. All the different things they could do in the future. Obviously, this is just a small sample of the potential options. The number of ancestors any one person has is well above 30,000 just after 15 generations, so there could be many more surprises for us waiting within Sample 17. However, despite Sample 17's rich heritage, we should not limit ourselves to this alone if we have concrete leads elsewhere. For instance, quite a few men from all sides of my family fought both world wars, and I even have a great-great-grandfather who fought in the American Civil War. Managed to meet Lincoln a few times too. Going this route is a little more costly and time-consuming since the data has not already been sequenced, so it could be rewarding in the long run. And sure, if anyone has confirmed connections to interesting historical events, periods, or cities, or knows of people who do, please share. I will be reviewing the past 3 decades of samples collected and sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I recently learned that one of their samples, number 2, I believe, participated in the trial of Jeanne d'Arc. So there's a nice lead right here. Mel. Okay, what the hell? Just a bunch of pictures of all the different time periods, I'm guessing. All the different stuff that could be in future games. It gets better. All good points, Mel. A word of caution, though. Sample 2 comes from the late Warren Vidic himself, collected at some point in the early 80s when he was a young engineer working at Abstergo Industries. So as tempting as the Jeanne d'Arc experience sounds, I'm not sure Abstergo Industries will be too keen on letting us rummage around in Vidic's DNA. It's just a sensitive topic. For my own part, I'm related to Francois Javier Garneau. Okay, no one gives a fuck about a poet. One additional caveat, let's avoid digging in any modern periods unless we find something incredibly compelling, because as fun as World War II setting might sound, we do well to avoid any settings with vehicles, cars, motorcycles, helicopters, tanks, etc. Why? Because our research has shown that memory imprinting in individuals is actually hampered by the semi-catatonic state most people enter when driving for medium and long periods of time. This makes data retrieval somewhat more difficult. In short, we don't want to go through the effort of coding extra animus features just for the sake of digging up memories of people driving around in cars. Oh. Basically, they're saying anything too modern is boring because you drive around for too long. Alright, Quebec is beautiful, but without pirates, ninjas, or zombies, I'm not sure how well a story about a historian would sell. Also, keep in mind, 4 and 16 might be off limits. While doing my research, I caught wind of some exciting characters buried in these gene samples. But as soon as I started digging, I was told by people far, far above me to stop. Very odd, but not surprising, I suppose. AE has a lot of active military contracts, and I assume that these had something to do with that, but I didn't push back. Alright, my great-grandfather was friends with Hemingway and Stein. Are you kidding me? And Sadie and Picasso when he lived in Paris. That would be interesting, but it wouldn't make a good game. I'll agree with that. As much as I love The Lost Generation, I think our first few virtual experiences will need to be a little more action-oriented. So wars and major combat operations are always a good start, or any periods of intense conflict, really. As for pirates, ninjas, and zombies, we could easily accommodate the first two, but zombies are a little bit, how do you say, ahistorical? Too bad, really. My great-grandmother, for instance, worked alongside Imon de Valera and Michael Collins for many years during the Irish War for Independence, so it shouldn't be too difficult to sequence that small segment of my own genetic memories for our purpose. Actually, there is factual basis for zombies, or zombification. Read Hurston's book on Haiti, the strange voodoo practiced there. What is that, the origin of the word zombie? Aveline came into contact with voodoo hoonguns. If we dug further into that, who knows what we could find. Her mentor, Agate, was into some weird stuff. Well, I didn't play Assassin's Creed Liberation. Just as a note, I didn't play that game. I haven't owned a Vita yet. In fact, I'm looking forward to owning one if they do some stuff with the Minecraft for it, because I'd love to play Minecraft portably, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. Sorry to be a disaster, but couldn't we be using this technology to educate? I mean, theoretically, hold on.